Today's world, so many things go unspoken.
But now is the time to speak truth to those conversations so we can finally address trauma and awaken healing.
I'm C. Lane, an entrepreneur, sound designer, composer, and truth seeker.
And my name is Brody, artist, educator, and content creator. Welcome to Open Canvas. Let's paint.
What it do, what it be, what it does, what's up, everybody? What?
What it do?
What's up, Mr. Brody? How you feeling?
Man, we feeling a bit splendiferous. How about yourself?
Splendiferous. I ain't heard that word since birth.
Man, I've been making, well, I guess I didn't make it up if you heard it since birth, but we just be bringing some retro stuff back.
Come on with it. So y'all give us a second to just load up some stuff, but how y'all feeling out there? How's the audience? When you check into the live chat, just go ahead and drop us a line about how you feeling today on this beautiful Monday.
Yes.
In December. So today's topic, y'all, is what's your sign? What's your sign?
Okay.
Ooh, and I guess we could just go ahead and get into it. And for those of you who don't know what sign even means, right? We ain't talking about stop sign. We ain't talking about what's your what other signs are there?
I think we get the point though.
Well, we are talking about astrology, zodiac. What is your sign? And not just your sign that you think you are, but what are the other energies that make that up? So we like to start off with definitions. So Brody, let me ask you, and then I'm gonna clarify a little bit,
Okay.
What is astrology, Brody? What do you think? What do you think astrology is? Because that might help some of our viewers who don't know so much about it. They might have a similar definition. What do you think astrology is?
You know damn well I don't know nothing about no astrology. You gonna put me on blast in front of all these people like that? How dare you? How dare you?
Brody, just what is astrology? Whatever comes to mind. What do you, when you hear that word, how do you interpret it?
So, astro, the base word,
come on,
deals with something with stars or space or something like that. Ology is usually the study of. So, based off of that logic, we are talking about the study of the stars and the alignment and etc. Now, I could be pretty accurate or pretty wrong. I feel like I'm pretty wrong, and that's okay. I took a shot in the dark, and it was it hit nothing.
No, that's good. That's good. Okay, you got the first part right. It's about stars and stuff. But at the core, right? At the core, astrology is about personality patterns, right? Now, thankfully, the stars give us that information. But if you go back to ancient cultures, ancient civilizations, they studied the patterns of the stars. Basically, certain events, certain people, energies of people would be born on certain times of the year, right? So since I'm talking ancient cultures, they were studying this relationship between the stars and people and personality. And one myth that a lot of times comes up, people will be like, oh, astrology is that thing where they tell me what my future is. And is that like the horoscope stuff? Not really, right? Astrology is not here to tell you like, oh, you gonna die in 2062, right?
Or you gonna meet Charles the mechanic and he gonna fix your Taurus.
Exactly. Right. Or you gonna end up in the bed with this person. Like, no. That's not astrology. Astrology is more experience-based than event-based, right?
Okay.
So for example, right, let's say a lot of times people will seek astrology knowledge to say like, oh, is somebody going to pass away? Somebody that's close to me, are they going to pass away? And
Okay.
astrology won't be able to tell you, like, oh, your cousin is going to die on this day. It might say, hey, based on what we see in your chart, during this time period, you're going to experience a feeling of loss, right?
Mm,
And that feeling of loss may not be a death. It could be a loss of money. It could be a loss of a job, right? So astrology is much more experience based. So
okay.
that's a little brief definition of what we about to get into today.
Oof. Okay.
Mm,
All right. Well, hopefully
right,
no more
right.
losses.
No more losses. But let's start off with our signs. So let's do sun signs first, right? Since a lot of us understand that. And if anybody is in the chat looking at us on Facebook, looking at us on YouTube, we don't know if the Instagram working, but maybe it is. If you're looking at us on there, but who knows?
It's looking
Or,
interesting on Instagram, I will
or
say
you
that.
or you listening to us on Spotify, go ahead and tell us what your sun sign is. And a sun sign is the sign that most people are aware of. It's the sign that coordinates with your birthday. So I am a Scorpio. Ooh, 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 ooh. Brody, what's your sign?
Airs.
It's Aries now, Brody.
A-
Brody,
Aries.
what you know about your sign? What you know about Aries?
Oh man. We're a whole lot sometimes. Okay, so with Aries, we are very passionate. And we have lots of energy. We are sometimes very loyal to a fault.
Mm.
What else? What else? What else? Yeah, just fire sign, passion, loyalty. We tend to be creatives for the most part in some way, shape, or
Okay.
form. That's kind of what I know. Like my knowledge is like band-aid surface level. You the one who
Mm.
about to go and like do some real deep incisions. I don't know. Nam. You probably tell me more about my sign than I could tell you about my own sign.
Chill.
So I'm just saying.
That's real. Well, for those of you, and I'm a Scorpio, right? So, what I know about my sign is, we are known as the sign of transformation. Right? A lot of
Hmm.
Scorpios are associated with having a private side, but usually that private side is associated with, um creating change. There's a lot of change happening internally. A lot of Scorpios want to change things externally as well. So it's a lot of transformation. It's a lot of alchemy, internal alchemy going on and stuff. And it's tough to read Scorpios sometimes. Yeah, what's up? Question.
Yeah. So like change where you are you also a sign that evokes change in others?
Potentially, right? Me
Okay.
personally, yes. Um, but oh, see, this about to get into it. That's not necessarily my sun sign that depicts that, right? So
Ah, okay.
for me, um, yes, do is change going to be a part of a Scorpio? Yes, but my change happens a lot with others. I love helping other people feel like they have a portal where they can realize their dreams, their creative ambitions, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Another Scorpio's air of change might be, oh, they want to see change happen in their own lives, right?
Okay.
They want to see themselves grow, or they want to change how a refrigerator works, so they're gonna go innovate a new refrigerator, right? So like it's something to deal with change and transformation, but it's not always person to person based, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
um
Okay.
yeah, so they are different, what's the word, they're different mediums, perspectives in which a sign can play itself out.
Cool. Good to
Yeah.
know. Okay.
So that's a sun sign, right? So, for those of you who are just joining us, go ahead and drop your sun sign in the chat. But let's talk a little bit about sun signs, okay? So, suns, there is, let me break it down like this, right? A question I often get is, what else matters, right? My sun sign, I know I'm a Scorpio. Brody knows he's an Aries. What the heck else? Here's the thing. When we are born, right,
Mhm.
there are multiple energies happening. Okay. If it's news to anybody, the world we live in is amazing. Okay. Everything is always connected to each other and speaking to each other. So when we are born, there's basically a snapshot, right? An imprint of where we are and what's going on around us, right? So the position of the earth, the position of the sun, the moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, right? All of these planets have different energies that have been studied since ancient civilizations. So when we're born, there's a snapshot taken, and the position of those planets influence who we are. Astrology is the study of personality patterns. These personalities have been replicated for centuries upon eons. So you are not just your sun sign, right? Sun sign represents your visible identity. What, when people look at you, they're like, Brody, you remind me of an Aries. It's right. It's very visible on the outside. It's like, okay, cool. You're ambitious. You're determined. It's very difficult for you to take no as an answer. It's like all of these
Mm.
Aries qualities.
It was that's something I had to really learn hard about. Like, ooh, we had to
That's
talk to
okay.
Jesus.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, since I
Yeah, go
did
ahead.
kind of just interrupt, I had a really maybe dumb question, but you never know if you never
What's up?
ask, right?
Dumb questions.
Okay. So when it comes to you talked about, that screenshot with all however the planets align during like your birth year or your birthday, would you say that like since we are kind of because we talk about us human beings starting off as a sperm, do
Okay.
you think at some point during whatever season of our conception, do you feel like there's any kind of like spiritual alignment that causes that sperm to be most successful, or like,
Oh, you diving deep.
I mean, I'm a curious Aries. That's what we do.
You
We ask
diving
them
deep,
questions.
Brody. So, Brody, let me throw this back at you. Your question is there something that dictates which sperm, if you will, which baby gets activated
Yeah,
based on the
yeah.
season, based on time? Okay. That might be a topic for a different day, but my brief answer is
Okay.
it delves into what people's belief is of the afterlife.
Mm.
For me, it
Mm.
delves into reincarnation, right?
Mhm.
So I'm a firm believer that our souls are seeking a way to reach perfection, nirvana, heaven, whichever way you want to put it. We're seeking to get it right in the next life. So our spirits are the ones that choose to incarnate in a certain lifestyle and life parameters. So we choose a specific uh, familial situation, and we're like, oh, this is a good opportunity to get it right this lifetime.
Wow.
So, and it's got to deal with karma too, but that's a rabbit hole. Reginald Richard, what's going on, Reggie? Reggie says, I'm a certified Leo. No
Okay.
additives or preservatives. We are strong, open minded individuals that will allow other signs to serve as an hindrance in our metaphorical sanctuary before we gather their asses. Our dominance and success in life is more. Ooh, you got the rest of it, Brody? Oh,
More
I got it. I got it. I
overwhelming,
got it. Okay.
more overwhelming than any bite could ever apply.
Whew.
That's a definition for your ass.
Reggie, Leos are strong. Every Leo I've ever met is strong-willed.
Mhm.
So Reggie, I don't know how much you know about your own sign, but you are a fixed fire sign. So and this is your sun sign, right? Let me get this right. I'm gonna keep clarifying until we break down moon signs, rising signs, and stuff like that. But your sun sign, Reggie, yeah, Leo is the sign of the playmaker, the kid, right? The kid. Leos love to be kids. They love to be the performer, right? They love to keep
Mm.
their childlike nature at all times. So they never want to feel restricted or held back. They always want to keep an open mind. Sometimes that gets tricky in relationships because if a Leo gets bored, they are more likely to jump ship than some other signs. Um, but there is a loyalty sense about Leos, but only if you continue to allow them to be free in whichever way they want to be free. Um, yeah, and Reggie, it sounds like you know a little bit about that because you say you're a certified Leo, so you fit Leo through and through. Is what it sounds like. Um,
Also, kudos to you, Reggie, for just like knowing yourself. Like that's a lot. So I just wanted to say that.
yeah, Brody, you ever you know any Leos that fit the bill?
Yes. A couple actually. And I mean, since we're siblings, me, Leos and I. So like I usually get along with Leos because I feel like the childlike or play nature,
Yeah.
that's kind of up my alley. Like that's something I don't like to take like things too seriously. So I usually tend to get along with Leos very well. I feel like that's a very true statement.
Mm.
Um and I will say as far as like them being fixed, I will say at least from my perspective, I do feel like Leos are a bit more, I guess, grounded than an Aries.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, for sure. Aries are very even more strong-willed, I would say. Um because they're a cardinal sign. But okay, now let's rewind for a little bit and uh we started talking about, right, our sun signs are things that are most visible to the world, right? So Reggie,
Mm-hmm.
you being a Leo, it's probably very visible to other people, right? People that know you, they probably like, oh yeah, Reggie, you fit the bill of a Leo. Cool,
That Reggie
boom,
a Leo,
got it.
bro.
There's also this thing, I don't know if people have heard of it. You probably have, but there's also a moon sign. Okay. We know our sun signs.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen our episode yet, go see Zodiac Tea Time on Spotify, stream it. We talk all about them sun signs.
We do. We
But there's
do.
also moon signs, Brody. Okay, so if you have your visible identity as a
Mhm.
sun sign, moon always reflects our emotional nature, right? What is not always visible, but what is really and truly us at the end of the day. It's how we navigate. So your moon sign is that emotional side, or some people phrase it as what you need, right? If sun sign is what you show, the moon sign is what you need. Okay, that's a
Mm.
very easy way to remember it. So I'll go first. And for those of you who are just dropping in the chat, find out what your moon sign is. Okay, today is about self-discovery, it's about self-analysis, it's
Got
about
mine.
personality traits. Brody got his, I got mine. Reggie, we hope you got yours, and anybody else that's listening to us on Spotify, on YouTube, on Facebook, on IG. Okay, here we go. If you don't know your sign yet, learn it. My moon sign, Brody,
Mm-hmm.
is Sagittarius.
That's why I fucks with you.
It's Sagittarius, right? And I typically get along with a lot of Sagittarius, right? My moon sign is Sagittarius. So I understand the needs of a Sagittarius, which are things that I need, right? If moon sign is what I need, things that I need that are equated to Sagittarius is whew, um, a thirst for knowledge. Sagittarius is the sign of like the philosopher, so travel is big for Sagittarius's.
Okay.
Experience, right? Sagittarius love to experience things, experience the world, experience nature and animals. Sagittarius, out of any sign in the zodiac, are animal lovers. Something about nature. Sagittarius is going to love something about nature.
Hmm.
Because that's definitely they're very curious about it. So my moon sign is Sag, and yeah, it represents my emotional nature and what I need. Brody, what's your moon sign?
Libra, which I don't know what the hell that means.
Okay, let me break it down for you. So Brody's sun sign, for those of you who are just tuning in, is Aries. His
Mm-hmm.
moon sign is Libra. Drop y'all's in the chat. We want to know what your sun sign is and your moon sign. So Brody, you being a Libra moon, right? Libra
Okay.
is a cardinal air sign. Um,
So I'm just moving.
Something's moving.
I said, so I'm just moving because I'm a
Oh, so
cardinal.
you
I'm a cardinal fire sign and a
um
cardinal air sign.
you moving. And that's not a bad thing, but you have a lot of energy to offer to the world. Energy is always going to be one of your biggest strengths. You get it from your moon sign, you get it from your sun sign.
Okay.
um but air, right? Air is a sign of intellect, communication. So you being Libra moon, it's what you need. You need in any relationship, friendship, you need communication. That's what I know right then and there. From being a Libra moon, you need communication. That represents your most authentic, not this reaction. That represents your most authentic emotional need is communication. And not just any communication, but good communication, right? There's a difference between if your moon was Gemini. Geminis can sometimes just communicate, right? It could be surface, it could be deep, it could be, but Libras, nah, y'all need to get to the bottom of stuff. You want to know the ins and outs of stuff. So that is very important for you. Um, yeah, did I strike a chord?
Clarity. I am someone like whatever the situation may be, if there is not clarity, I'm irritated. So, and
Mm.
I'm learning not to get so fixated on that because I know that in a relationship, regardless if it's platonic, romantic, relative, I can only control what I can do and my part in it. And if the other person does not want to reciprocate, I have to be okay with that. But
Mm.
when I tell you, if I do not get that communication, that reciprocation, if there's no clarity, somebody got to die. Maybe not that extreme. Maybe not
But
that
no,
extreme.
Brody, I've heard you talk about this where it's like, I've heard you talk about your dating journey, and you're like, yeah, the communication wasn't great, or I fell off when this person stopped communicating with me
Yeah.
and telling me, that they weren't going to show up to this date or something like that. So
Yeah.
I have heard that be a recurring pattern for you, and that makes so much sense to me that your moon sign is Libra.
Reginald, what's up? What you say? Can I read this
Okay,
one?
Reggie says, Leo is the moon sign of leaders and kings. As a Leo, I'm a born entertainer and the life of any party. We love to shine in front of a crowd. Leaders come from all signs, but leaders are born under the moon sign of Leo. Of the moon sign of Leo are so powerful, they enter points where hold on, I got you. They enter points where we unknowingly find ourselves trying to dominate all relationships, barely leaving room for compromise. So Reggie, hold on, Reggie.
Is he a triple Leo?
Is your sun sign and your moon sign Leo? Question.
I think
Just question.
when he said
Um,
certified Leo, I think maybe that's what he meant.
Maybe, because if it is, it's possible, right? I was very, very close. Like, probably if I was born, man, just a few minutes earlier, I would have been Scorpio. Okay, so
He 3L
Reggie,
Mafia.
let's talk for a second. Okay. So you bless your soul. You have a Leo sun and a Leo moon. Reggie, now I'm not going to go out on a limb here, but I just have a question for you because I could be wrong because it might be some other stuff in your chart. Is it difficult for you to stay in one place? Is commitment difficult for you as well? Is also what I want to ask. Yeah, because basically what I get from this, right? Not only is Leo your visible sign, do you show to the world that hey, you want to be you want to be free, you have a childlike nature to you, internal nature, you're a natural performer, but also being a moon sign, you really need performance. You really need to either be on some kind of stage in the public domain, in the public eye. You need, dare I say, attention. And you without attention, you probably, good gracious, you might falter. Reggie says, hell yes, and double yes.
Oh,
Ooh,
Reg.
you got your work cut out for you, Reggie. But it's good. It's good. Like I say, right? Astrology is the study of personality patterns. It's good for us to know what our patterns are. Because let's look at this, Brody.
Mm-hmm.
This information is here from birth. Yeah, we are just discovering some of this stuff. Where if, in my personal opinion, if some of this personality, self-awareness, self-realization stuff was even taught in school at an early age, we would know so much more about ourselves and what things to watch out for.
Gosh, the education system is a whole. That's a whole nother thing. It's it educates us for failure. But anywho, that's my perspective. We can talk about that. We can make that another topic. But that's
What?
my personal opinion.
What?
Like it lies to us. You think that like if we are still no, I'm not doing it because this is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about education. We are talking about astrology, remember study of the stars and stuff
Which
like
is
that.
educational. Which is
It is,
educational.
but I don't. But you know my tangents, and this is not a tangent moment. We're doing so good. I don't want to interrupt it with.
So Reggie, since we got you, I have a question that I want to reflect back at you. So for those of you who are just joining us, Reggie here is a Leo sun sign and also a Leo moon sign. So my question for you, Reggie, is what has been your most successful relationship? You know, and I'm not just talking romantic relationship, maybe even with family members, but like what sign do you really connect with and have a lasting bond with? Reggie says, what I need is the equivalent of Michael B. Jordan, but in
Okay.
a different make and model that exists on my side of the rainbow. Okay, Reggie, come on. Come
We
on,
all can
right?
dream, Reggie. We all actually give me Luke James, but
Yeah.
oh,
I
God,
was never that fascinated with Michael B. Jordan. Is that just me?
honestly, I just need the lips. I just need the
Okay,
lips. He
I
has some really
understand.
nice lips.
They,
Other
they
than that,
are
I'm not the
they are
biggest
good.
fan, but you know,
Yeah.
that's what Reggie needs. That is what Reggie needs, and I respect the
Yes.
needs of Reggie.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. I understand.
you get you that
Ain't
Michael B.
nobody
Jordan.
faulting that. You better get different make and model.
He's somewhere over the rainbow.
I believe it. What's up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey up in building.
Hi,
Um,
Jeffrey.
so the question on the table, right? We got a personal question out to you, Reggie, which is what is the most committed sign you've been with, right? Where you found it like, oh, this is really sustainable. And our question to everybody else is what is your moon sign, right? But also drop in what your sun sign is too. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Jeffrey, we want to know. What's your sun sign? What's your moon sign? And anybody else that's tuning in.
And for those who don't know or even know how to go about finding those
Yeah.
things, can you tell us what app that you utilize? Seriously,
So I
like
utilize an incredible app. I did some research. I utilize Astro Matrix. Love
yeah.
Astro Matrix. They got an ad every now and then, but I love them. My goodness. Because they give you so much information. It's very intuitive to navigate. They show you the birth chart. Um, Yeah, they show you all that you need to know. And I know other people use some other things as well, but Astro Matrix. And if you're not on your phone right now, you can also look it up on the browser. Just type it in Google, what is my birth chart? And you'll see it. No, thank you for bringing that up. And
Yeah.
to reiterate why we're even bringing this up and talking about this is because wait. Okay, Light is in the building. What's up, Light? Hannah Corelli says, my chart is like 90% water. Light, I actually have your chart saved somewhere. I know I can find it on my app. And Light brings up a good point, right? Know what is the dominant sign in your chart. Okay. So Brody, I want you to look at your chart.
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't think I have your chart saved on my phone, but I'll double check.
All right.
I want you to look at your chart and I
Okay.
want you to just list me the elements, right? So if you scroll down, if you're on the thing that says chart, the
Should I
tab
go
that
to
says
birth
chart.
report?
Yes. And is it the birth report? It's chart. The chart birth report. It's a chart. It's a wheel.
It's a okay. Hold on.
Like a little wheel at the bottom. You might find
It's like a wheel with some planets and stuff, right?
Yes. Now, if you scroll down below that, it'll show you like different colors. So, like some will be red, some will be yellow, some will be blue, some will be green.
So, are we
Basically,
looking for planets and signs? Are we looking for moon transits? Daily
ooh.
overview?
Okay,
Current.
you're looking for current planet? No, current planets or birth planets. Do you see anything like that?
Birth planet.
If you click chart and click chart type and type in birth, select birth. Okay, Brody, you gonna find it. I believe
Hold
in
on.
you.
Say that one more time. You said do what now?
All right, you see chart on the bottom, chart, learn, daily, and birth.
Chart. I saw. Okay, I see moon phases.
Uh-huh.
I saw your practicality themes, long-term
Mm-hmm.
themes, upcoming moons, current retrogrades, planet signs, moon transits, daily overview.
Pull up your birth chart. It's a wheel. It's just a wheel. A wheel with some lines and
I
stuff.
see chart. Okay.
Okay, come on, chart. Okay, now what
Ooh.
Light just brought up is that um in Light's chart it's basically 90% water. So there are a lot of emotions, right? Water is the element uh of emotions, of going with the flow, not necessarily going into any wars or fights or big arguments, wanting to keep the peace, keep cool, flow along. Is the element of water. So what your chart has, the dominant element, is what I'm looking for, Brody. Mine has probably like half. It's got a good amount of water. But it's probably like half water and then half a little bit of fire, a little bit of earth. Not a lot of air.
Child, I'm a mix.
Okay, you mix.
So, damn, child. Okay, I see a lot. I see 3 Capricorns on here. I think that's like the most common sign that I'm seeing on here.
Mm.
But I also have like 2 Sagittarius, 2 Aquarius, and there was another 2 of something.
Okay, so you are
Cancer.
you got a little bit over.
We mix like a motherfucker. Yeah.
Um, Jeffrey says Capricorn Sun, Cancer Moon.
Bitch.
Okay. So,
That makes sense.
Jeffrey, let's break that down for a second. Nick Carter, what's going on, bro? Says what app are we in? We in Astro Matrix. So they have different
Yes.
apps, but we're in Astro Matrix. Find it on the
Astro Matrix.
Android store, the Apple store, Astro Matrix. Beautiful app. But if you're not on your phone right now, just type it in on Google. What is my birth chart? They'll ask you like a question or two about where you were born and stuff, and you'll pull up your chart. Now, Jeffrey is a Capricorn sun. So Jeffrey, you probably already know what Capricorn is all about, but just for those of you who don't, Capricorn is the sign of success, of career. They love to work hard and see success from their labor. So Capricorns will always be doing something. It's very difficult for Capricorns to sit still or sit idle. That is not their MO at all. Now with Jeffrey being a Capricorn sun and a Cancer moon, again, the moon sign is what you need emotionally. The sun sign is what you show visibly. The moon sign is what you need emotionally. That Cancer moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon. That's a deeper topic, but each sign has its ruling planet. So the moon rules Cancer. So the fact that your moon is in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, Jeffrey, you got a lot of emotions going on. A lot. You are probably a very emotional individual. Now, this again is not the visible trait, but it might be what you hold internally. I don't know if you have a lot of emotional turmoil or things that you don't voice. Maybe you have somebody that you can voice your emotions to, but you have a lot of intense emotions happening. And you being a Cancer moon, right? What you need emotionally, you need those emotions to be protected. So let's say you get into a relationship with somebody, that's going to be one of your biggest things that you need out of that relationship is for your emotions to feel protected, not to feel judged for your emotions. To feel like you have some emotional freedom to really be yourself. Is very emotional based when you get into relationships or even relationships with family, right? You need some protection from emotions. So let me know if any of that is accurate. And that being, this is a little different than Capricorn because Capricorn is a whole different energy. So probably a lot of people don't even know that you're very emotional because your Capricorn hides it all, unfortunately.
Whew. Whew. Bruh, you was like you're giving good information here. Just like I wish I was a little bit more knowledgeable about it. I mean, I could do the work. I mean, I'll start doing
That's
the
what you
work,
got me
but
for.
I didn't want to say it, but you're right.
Jeffrey says this is all true. And for anybody
Yes.
that's tuning in, I'm always happy to read a birth chart, right? If you're like, please tell me what this means, or if better yet, if you're like, this is my birth chart, and currently this is the question I have going through my head. I'm looking to move to a new city and I don't know how to go about doing it. I could easily look at somebody's birth chart at this point and be like, oh, boom, 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 tap into this strength, avoid this time period, and remove this person from your life.
Mm.
It gives us a lot of information. Light says that she is a fellow Cancer moon. So Light sun sign is Scorpio, moon is Cancer. So again, both water on the sun, water in the moon. Double water is it's not the easiest thing to balance, right? It's not the easiest thing to balance. I know some people who are double water can really struggle with amplifying their own energy, right? Water definitely flows on its own, but it doesn't grow on its own, if that makes sense. Like you might need someone else to help amplify things that you want to do, whether you have ideas, whether you have ambitions, right? self-starting that very thing, you benefit a lot from having a village of other energies around you. Um, because of that double water, right? Get a little bit of earth up in there, get a little bit of fire up in there. And light, I don't remember your chart offhand, but you might let me know if you have any fire up in there to help balance out the water.
Hey, C Lane.
Yeah, what's up?
I know you asked Reginald a question earlier. I don't think we ever got to his answer. I just realized
Oh,
that it just popped
yes.
up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, what was my question that I asked?
I think we
Oh,
were talking about his relationship past.
yes. Whether it was difficult, what was the energy he was able to commit to the longest? So Reggie, who is
Triple
uh,
Leo.
yes, who is Leo, says honestly, if we're laying it all on the table, my most successful relationships weren't actual relationships, but sexual situationships. See, that's that Leo. That's that Leo. Sexual situationships that were strictly physical. Because I'm heavily invested in fitness and being sexually
Yes.
liberated, okay, all good things. I, as a Leo, find myself. Let me pull it up.
Um, Find myself attracted to like-minded individuals who can keep up with my stamina without complaint or resistance. Like a true lion, I am happy being single and exploring the experience of sharing myself with others. Sorry, because I'm an animal nerd, so I have to say this. Lions that do stray by themselves, they only stray by themselves until they find another pack to become leader of or a pride. So are you someone who is staying single until you find your pride? Or are you in search of a pride? Because most lions are in search of a pride.
Mm.
Since we're using
That's
animal
deep,
analogies.
Brody. See, that's why this is a great team because you know about the animals. I don't know
You know,
nothing about the actual animals now.
I'm such a nerd when it comes to those things, and I kind of enjoy stuff.
I love it. I love it because this man is a lion on the outside and a lion at heart. It's
hmm
basically what sun and moon means. Um, so that's a great sort of comment you brought up.
Oh, sorry, because I was thinking about lions. Lions are probably one of the most misconstrued animals. And I don't know if this applies to you at all, Reginald, but like there are, we do pride lions on being king of the jungle. But if some people know the true aspects of a lion, I wonder if I wonder if their perceptions of lions will still stay the same. So, is there
Mm.
ever a part of you? I know that you're a proudful lion or Leo, but are there ever parts of you, um, especially when it comes to relationships, people? Uh, is it a part of you that you keep hidden, or a part of you that you keep away, so people can still perceive you as this mighty lion? And I think at some point we
Ooh,
all kind of do
that's
that, like
deep. That's deep.
um, I don't know,
Um,
and that's just my animal brain just going off on tangents. But it's just some questions I'm asking.
no, that's very good. And Reggie, I don't know if you have your birth chart in front of you, but I would be very curious as to where your Jupiter is. If you give me your Jupiter and Pluto, I'm very interested because I might be able to help you answer that question. Um, Nick Carter says Cancer sun sign Cancer, Virgo moon. He said, don't know what it means though. This is good. You have come to the perfect place, right? For those of you who are just joining us, Cancer sign, I mean, sun sign is your visible identity. Moon sign is what you need emotionally, what is really at heart. So,
Mm.
Nick Carter, you being a Cancer sun, what you show visibly, um, is that you're very caring, right? So, Cancer
Oh.
sun sign, you're a very caring individual. People know that you care about them. And you're very protective, right? You're very protective of other people in your family, other people that you interact with. You're a very caring sign. That is what people can see as your MO. That's your
Mm.
sun sign, the visible identity. You being a Virgo moon, and this is crazy. I didn't even know my own brother's birth chart. I don't, but
We won't
my
judge
brother's
you.
Virgo moon. Okay, Virgo moon, right? So you being a Virgo moon, right? What you need, mm, what you need. So Virgo is a mutable earth sign, right? So flexible, mutable is another word for like flexible earth. Virgos are known to be very hardworking individuals, but also not just any kind of work, but working in order to grow themselves. So you really need to see things progress through hard work. If we relate that to relationships, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you really need effort to be put in. Um, digging in a sense, right? Digging, doing the hard work necessary to see the relationship move forward. You probably check out very, very quickly if relationships get stagnant. But also outside of relationships, right? Let's talk family, let's talk friends. You being a Virgo moon, yeah, you love being around people who work hard. People that don't work hard, you might not relate with as much. You might check out a little bit. So I think that goes for some of your romantic relationships, but also any work relationships, uh, any friendships as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch gears just a little bit, right? We
All right.
got one more big nugget to talk
We,
about,
we
right?
sure do.
And let's be clear that Sun, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, all of these planets have a different energy that influence our personality with this snapshot that is taken with us at birth. It's been studied since ancient times. Light brings up a good point. Light says it's balanced well with my Leo rising, though. So I don't know how many people have heard of a rising sign or an ascendant. If you're looking at a birth chart, I'm sure that somewhere in there, it might not be super visible, but it's explained somewhere what your rising and your ascendant is. If you want to find a quick way to find your ascendant, I hope I'm not butchering this. If you have houses on your birth chart that are labeled 1 through 12, your ascendant splits 12 and 1. But anyway, your ascendant, your rising sign, is what you are striving toward in this lifetime, right?
Ooh.
So my rising is Scorpio. So what that tells you right off the back is in this lifetime, I am a change maker. I'm an alchemist. I'm a transformer. It's part of my life path, my life journey to transform people and things. That is what I'm gonna strive toward in this lifetime. For you, Light, being a Leo rising, helping to balance out the Scorpio sun sign, Cancer moon, all that double water. Yeah, that Leo rising definitely helps. Because in that Leo rising, which I'm sure you already know, but there's a sense of leading toward fire. You probably have a strong will to liberate other people and see people be free, see people be more creative, more childlike. Whether that's childlike in their essence, childlike in their creative nature, but you have a deep desire to see people hold on to their childlike nature, their childlike quality. It probably hurts you deeply, especially being Cancer moon. It probably hurts you deeply to see other people restricted, whether that's restricted from their dreams or restricted from their life journey. Nick Carter, and I'm gonna come back to you, Reggie. Nick Carter says, "Is rising the same thing as ascendant?" Yes. Yes, it is, Nick Carter. Reggie says, "I've been walking the path of my jungle, searching for another who equates in my energy, power, and survival skills." Okay, lion. For me, a person's hustle in life is just as sexy as their God-given features. Okay.
Love the imagery he painted there, first of
Yeah,
all.
very nice
Yeah,
imagery.
it's nice.
Um, so Reggie, you but Reggie now, hold up now. You that I guess that sounds good. Is that really what you need? Are we talking romantic? If we're talking romantic, right? You because basically what you described is another lion, is it not? Hold up. I've been on the equates in my energy, power, and survival skills. Reggie, I don't know if you need another Leo in your life. You already double Leo. I don't know if you need another Leo now.
Here's what, and I could be wrong. I don't want to speak on
Yeah,
your
go, go, go,
behalf,
go, go, go,
Reggie.
go.
Um, I don't think, and I could be wrong. I don't think he's necessarily looking for another lion in a sense. I think he's looking for someone with strength and power, not necessarily in the
Mm,
same way that he wills and possess it. Like,
okay.
and I could be completely wrong, but if that's the case, I think that from what it sounds
Okay,
like,
yeah. Ooh,
it
what you
sounds it sounds like with you, Reggie, is that you found people that uh you can when there were situationships, it's not like it's one of those things where you keep people at a healthy distance because you can already get a sense that they're not equal. They're not equally yoked. So it's like, why even bother? Why even waste my time? I really feel like in order for you to find someone that you feel like you're matched with, they almost have to it almost has to be a thing where that person even may even possess more power than you for you to even have acknowledgement or admiration, or
that's
even for
tough.
someone to you let them in, because you can see that, oh, this is a force, or this is a being that has a power and they know how to use it. And it's the first person or first being to ever make you feel something that was worthy enough of exposing all of you. Could be
Mm.
completely wrong,
Could be
but
right though.
just from what I'm gathering from your prior responses, and especially just because in some way, shape, or form, I see that as well in myself, where it's like it's easy just to kind of go through the motions and have people that you are in situationships kind of satiate the physical needs, because sometimes you can look at people or feel people's auras or energies and realize they are not even close to being able to satisfy or close to the magnitude of energy that you need to match yours in order to make them a potential partner. That's just what.
I now Brody, I see where you're coming from, Brody. I see where you're coming from. Here is where I want to divert just a little bit.
Yeah, go
Is
for it.
Reggie, if you find somebody that is equal or even more intense in energy, power, and survival skills, it's very interesting that you said survival skills, but in energy, power, and survival skills, A, you might butt heads with that person. Because you are already so intense. Um, two, Reggie, I and please prove me wrong. I don't think that's what you need. You
Mm.
already have that, Reggie. I think a big part of relationships, of kinships, even very good best friendships, is to find a different energy that fills in a some sort of that brings out a different energy in us, that helps us fill ourselves out more, make us more holistic. Because Reggie, what you just told us earlier is that you are very, 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 very Leo. So you
Yeah.
gonna sit here and tell me that because you are very, 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 very Leo, then something else that in a mirror either looks like a Leo, and if it's not a Leo, then it's a tiger, and if it's not a tiger, it's another intense energy, power, survival individual. That's a lot of intensity, Reggie. That's a lot
But
because it's
I
interesting. Hold up now. Hold up now. It's
yeah, yeah,
interesting,
yeah, yeah.
Reggie. One thing that you said that you might be lacking is commitment, is vulnerability. So why not go for that person? I find that very interesting that when we realize where we are weak, we don't necessarily look for that quality in another person so that they can then help us bring that out and help us grow in that area. I'm just saying. How you gonna recognize your strength and then be like, yeah, that's what I want to attract, my strength? Go ahead.
So I don't think when I think he means power, I don't think the power necessarily have to be in the form of another Leo. I think he means
Understood.
strength and power in a way. Like I'm someone who pride myself in learning the power that's within vulnerability. And I do find myself approached by men who are who have that machismo, that energy. And sometimes when they approach me, they will say, "Oh, it's something about you that makes me think a certain way." It doesn't necessarily, it's not me trying to attack or compromise the power of that person, but it does give them a moment to step back to pretty much redirect their power and give it a different perspective. So I don't think necessarily when he's talking
Okay.
about
Okay. Fair enough.
having like having, and I could be wrong, but I don't think he's looking for big power as in the sense of like Leo versus Leo. Maybe big power in a sense that someone can make me, that could make me acknowledge a power that is in his eyes worthy of him to acknowledge, respect, or even
Okay.
to let in.
But in a different way. Okay, okay. I see. Thank you, Brody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
That's what we're here for,
then,
right?
then Reggie, I'm gonna say this on a very surface level. Like, please don't take my words as gold. But you might be looking for um cancer signs, or you might be looking for and the reason I say that because cancers are cardinal, very intense in their energy. Or
Child,
if
Reggie could
not
eat a cancer
Cancer,
alive.
if if not Cancer, then maybe Capricorn, also very intense in their energy. And if not Cancer, if not Capricorn, then maybe Libra, right? Libra is intense air, is an intense air sign. So Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, intensity, right? Okay. Okay.
I could see a Libra. I could see a Libra.
Yeah.
Just from going off of the people that I know who fits those signs, I could definitely see a Libra. I don't know about the other ones though.
Okay, so rounding this out, yeah, last thing we want to know is, does anybody have their rising signs, right? So we went over sun, we went over moon, we briefly talked about rising and ascendant. It's the sign that you're striving toward. Reggie, okay, Reggie's back. Reggie says, I'll be honest, and Brody, I'm gonna need you for the last part of this.
You let me
Reggie
know where to
says,
stop.
I'll be honest, my two exes were Sagittarius and Gemini. Okay. They both cheated like it was a part-time job. Oh no. So those experiences turned me off from those two particular signs for a long time. And oftentimes when I speak of my successes,
which I am proud of, potential guys suddenly think I'm egotistical or trying to make my life seem to be better than most. So I find myself shutting down and allowing myself to absorb the energy of any other sign because it feels like no matter what, I'm too overwhelming of a person.
okay, first things first. And Brody, you could probably speak to this too.
Mm-hmm.
Please do not put all signs in a box, because all signs are not the same. Okay. There are still a million different permutations of a Sagittarius, a million different permutations of a Gemini. Why? Because that particular Sagittarius is also a combination of a different moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, rising signs, right? There are a lot of different energies at play. So to just look at somebody and be like, when your birthday? Oh, you're a Sagittarius? Goodbye. That's just their visible identity, right? That ain't got nothing to deal with their emotions on a true level. Ain't nothing to deal with how they operate and expand, how they find order and structure, how they transform and alchemize. Like, you ain't gonna know too much. Is what they show to the world. Okay, fantastic. So don't write a sign off completely just because you had a bad experience. Just saying.
What I'll say to, first of all, as someone who has been cheated on before, it is hard to find, especially if it's repetitive. It is hard to find yourself being more open to the next person, just because it takes a lot to be vulnerable to somebody and to give that trust to somebody and to know that they just, I'm not going to say they didn't care. Sometimes people don't know what it's like to be entrusted with your trust. So they don't know what to do with it. Or sometimes people, when they find themselves cheating, it's not necessarily you, but maybe they could be looking for something. And no, you're never going to find it through other people, but it's up to them to figure that out. So I do thank you for sharing and letting us know about your situation. As far as like they thinking that you're egotistical, if you, I'm a firm believer that if, regardless of who the person may be, if I hear something that's been repeated, if it's repetitious within my life, whether it be from someone who sees me as a threat or see me as a family, friend, or foe, I personally would do some internalizing and say, okay, what about my presentation may come off as egotistical? Is it because I am proud of myself? But if I am proud of myself, am I equally supporting or showing pride in the people that I'm forming these relationships with? So, because I think that's also very important. It's not so much, I think there's not so much them not being proud of your successes, is that sometimes when we are proud of our own successes, we might be negligent to other successes. And I say that as someone who I try to adamantly make sure that I give my friends their flowers, because I know I've been in a place where I've been so self-indulgent that I haven't looked at anybody else's successes. And just as much as you need that, or just as much as you need someone to acknowledge the progress you made, the people in your lives need that as well. Not saying that's your case. I'm just saying that could be a possibility, but we would never know unless we do the self-reflecting. So that is what I'll say to that.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
But thank you for being so open and honest. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I think what can also be in line with that degree of questioning and healing is know what other energies you have at play to pull from too, right? Because it can be very difficult to navigate if the only two energies you feel like are at play within you are just straight Leo, right? I would definitely encourage you to tap into what the rest of your chart looks like so that you know what other energies you can pull from. That way you can help balance out that Leo nature a little bit more. Because Leo is the performer, right? So what Brody said, sometimes from the outside looking in, it can appear egotistical because it's like, oh, you're putting this all out there, all of the successes and stuff. So let's find out what else you have at play.
And can I just add one more thing to that?
Yeah,
and
please.
Also, when it comes to like people's input, you have a choice. We have a choice to say, well, if you like the way that you are presenting yourself, your truth, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to continue living that way, or if you're like, maybe such and such have a point. You're not wrong for whatever choice you do, because at the end of the day, the most important person in your life is self, and you have to take care of self. You have to be you have to be selfish and continue being selfless. So that is one thing I would say to you. I think that, like I said, just do some soul searching and just see what common factors always pop up when it comes to when you do find yourself at a relationship at a discontinuance,
Mm,
you know.
mm.
So
And then Nick Carter says rising Libra. And Nick, I don't know if you already did the research into what rising Libra means, but basically it's part of your life journey. Rising is your life journey. It's part of your life journey to Libra is the sign of like fair judgment and very intense communication. So it's part of your life journey to bring fairness into the world. I know that might sound very big, like a very tall task, but
that's yeah,
um
shit.
you know, if the circumstances were right, you would probably make a fantastic judge. Literally because you're so fair in how you assess things. But also the more you step into your ability and strength to communicate, the more you will live out this life's purpose. Um, yeah, rising Libra, that's a strong sign. Strong
Mine is
sign.
a mine is a Taurus.
You're rising?
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Um, you're a builder. I mean, Taurus is the sign of the builder. So it's part of your life journey to build new things, build platforms that don't exist, build systems that don't exist. You are a builder, so you probably
Wow.
walk into a lot of opportunities. You're the kind of person that will like walk into a 9 to 5 and be like, how can we build this and make this better? It's probably very difficult for you to like just stand and look at things as they are. You're probably like, wait, we can do this more efficiently. You're very much about bringing, more efficiency and growth to something. That's your life path.
Cause you right.
Yeah.
You're so right. Oh, child. Mm.
Yeah, you're a builder.
Interesting.
Jeffrey's rising is Capricorn. Um, the same as his sun. So Jeffrey, Capricorn rising, it's your well, you said the same as your son, so it's very intense in terms of seeing success, building success not only for yourself but also for other people. I'm not
Mm.
exactly sure what industry you're involved in, but it's very easy for you to enter a situation and see like the ladder. Capricorns associate with like a ladder, so seeing an actual path to climb. If you don't see success happening in an area, you're gonna be out in a heartbeat. So the fact that that is your rising too, yeah, it's gonna be up to you to um help progress things, turn things into a ladder, maybe a stagnant situation into a ladder. Um and do it through hard work and grit. Hard work is not difficult for you in any way, shape, or form.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we've reached. I think those are all three questions that we've
That was
addressed.
all three questions. Wow. Thank y'all for enhancing this. Brody, any comments from you? I know I have a closing something that I want to say as well, but what do you want to say lastly?
First of all, just snaps to you, and you like really just. Whoo, this has brought out so much just knowledge about self. I think the more self-aware you are, the easier it is to allow yourself to navigate through this world and figure out how you move and what's your next move and what's your best move.
Mm,
So for me, what I've taken out of this is clarity. Clarity on a lot of things. Um Also, again, I have to second you and pat ourselves on the back because I think we do have really great chemistry when it comes to
We
just
do.
talking about things and how, like, you talking about the alignment of spirituality and stars and just how and then, just me talking about how it relates to our interactions with other people
Mm.
and how we, and how we even perceive ourselves. So, yeah, thank you for such an enlightening evening.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like we can tap into that a little bit more, like your knowledge of animals. Um, yeah, it comes very in handy with astrology and patterns. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, what I want to say in closing is something that got brought up while we were in developing this episode, or really something that came to me in a dream, I guess. But I think it's the ongoing debate on, dang, the more I dig into astrology, do I dig further away from God, right? And I
Mm.
want to set that clear here
Whew.
that for those of you who do believe in God, right? God made the stars. The stars are here for a reason. Stars, planets. I think it's very difficult for us to potentially believe in a higher power and be like, oh, them stars just up there in the sky for no reason. Oh, them planets, they don't have no effect on us, even though Earth is a planet, gravity is a thing. It's like there are energies at play. Now, how much you want to step into that rabbit hole is up to you, but I'm here to tell you that they are one and the same. Astrology is right in line with the universe, which is right in line with God, which is right in line with spirituality and self-discovery and purpose. So don't fear the education of it. And if somebody has told you that astrology or knowing more about personality patterns is wrong, check your sources because you've been led astray.
But also, why not allow yourself to be challenged? Or like, like we are thinkers, we are questioners. And so I feel like when you just pretty much close yourself off to the possibilities that, hey, there are planets and stars that align that gives you the beautiful roadmap to you. Why cut yourself off to that? I mean, that's just my perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
So
But yeah, thank y'all for a beautiful discussion. Again, phone lines are open, email lines are open, chat DM lines are open for the rest of the night and for the remainder of the week. Get in contact with us with any remaining questions, thoughts, concerns. What's up, Brody?
So, I just want to put out there, I know a lot of you are already on the text list. I understand sometimes we get busy, sometimes we get hectic and we forget, like, oh my gosh, there's an episode every month on Monday at 9 p.m. If you would like to be put on that text list, you can either put a hand in the comments and we can message you, or either you can send us a message either via Messenger or email us and just let us know, send us your number and we can put you on the text list. The more the merrier. And I really enjoyed this group of people. I love the fact that how engaged we were during this conversation, just knowing more about our viewers as we paint another beautiful canvas.
All right,
So
y'all. Have a great week. Have a beautiful week. Enjoy nature,
yes,
enjoy yourself, discover something,
yes,
learn something new, dig a little deeper. Why not?
yes. And
It's information.
be ready to join us next week for another episode because we're going to talk about something else even juicier
You.
with another canvas to paint. But in the meantime, in between time,
Please,
y'all,
please.
please stay safe,
Uh-huh. What else?
sane,
Uh-huh.
and sanitized.
Woo! Deuces.
Peace.